Hey guys, and welcome to Bookmas Day 5. My name is Kirsty, and today I am going to be talking about the 5 books that I really wish that I had read in 2017. Being an avid reader means that you have TBR piles that are miles and miles and miles long, which means that, you know, there's not enough time in the day to get around to all of these books that you want to read. And even though I have, at the moment, at the time of filming, I have read 118 books, there are still books that I wish I just had the time to read this year, and those are the books that I'm just going to be going through today. So shall we just get straight into it? The first book that I wish I had read this year was Nevernight by J. Kristoff, and I do this thing where I buy all of the books in the series and not read them. So I have Nevernight in the UK paperback edition and in the US first edition hardcover, and I still haven't read them. I don't have the God's Grave paperback yet because it's not out in paperback, but I do have the God's Grave US first edition hardcover copy. So I just do this thing where I buy books and I don't read them. But I really did want to get around to Nevernight this year because it has been on my TBR pile ever since it was released. And then God's Grave came out and I was like, you know what, I'm becoming really behind. Even though there's only 2 books out at the moment, I know it's high fantasy, so it's going to take me a little while longer to read them, but I really wish I had read this, and it's such a beautiful book as well. Like, it's so gorgeous. I don't have any reason as to why I didn't read this. I was reading books for university, which took up a lot of time. The second book that I wish I had read this year is actually book 1 of a trilogy, and that is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. So there's A Darker Shade of Magic, A Gathering of Shadows, and A Conjuring of Light. Again, I have heard so much hype about V.E. Schwab, her writing. I have read This Savage Song and Our Dark Duet, and I absolutely loved them, so I really wanted to get around to reading this trilogy this year, but it just didn't happen. So, and this is the same with the Nevernight as well. I own the 3 UK paperbacks and I own the US hardcover editions, so yeah, oops. But I have heard nothing but amazing things about this trilogy, so I really want to get around to them, and I wish I had read them this year. The next are books I do actually own, but they are in my Bookmas tree, which is right in front of me, and I am not playing Jenga with the Bookmas tree and trying to pull out a certain book. It's just not gonna happen. So I'm just gonna show a picture of the front cover here because that's just easier than taking the whole Bookmas tree apart. But the third book that I wish I had read this year was Dear Martin by Nick Stone. I think after reading The Hate U Give, I wanted to continue reading books along the same lines as The Hate U Give. So talking about important political and social issues. And so I ordered Dear Martin. It's a very short book. I think it's about 200 pages or something like that, maybe a bit more. And I still haven't read it. And I honestly don't know why. I don't have a good excuse. I haven't got around to it. Maybe it is because I have had loads of university books to read, so I've been concentrating on those and rereading the books for my classes. But I don't know. It's a 200-page book, and for some reason I've been picking books like Frostblood up that has 300 and something pages over a 200-page book. So I don't know, maybe because it is the 14th of December today, so maybe before the end of the year I'll squeeze it in, but probably not because I already have all the books planned that I want to read for this month, and that wasn't one of them. But maybe I can make a change, right? Maybe. So yeah, Dear Martin is the third book that I wish I had read this month. The fourth one is, again, one that I have in my Bookmas tree. I'm a bit apprehensive to read this, and that is The Book of Dust by Philip Pullman. It's actually called The Belle Sauvage, which is like book 1 in the Book of Dust trilogy, but The Book of Dust, it's just easier to call it that. Yeah, The Book of Dust, it's an odd one because I recently read His Dark Materials. I loved The Northern Lights. Subtle Knife was okay, and I really didn't like the Amber Spyglass. So I bought the Book of Dust. I got it on offer. It was £10 off Amazon, and I had to read it for my Waterstones monthly book club meeting, but I just didn't get around to it. I think it's because I'm a bit apprehensive because it's set when Lyra's like 3 months old or something like that, and her journey to Georgian College in Oxford. And I don't know, I've heard a lot of mixed things about the book. I've heard that there wasn't really any point to it. I've heard that it's an amazing book. So I'm a bit in the middle. I'm a bit wary of whether, you know, I want to commit myself to a 500-page book and read it. But I have read the rest of his Dark Materials, so I should probably read the Book of Dust as well, since, you know, it's going to be a trilogy, so I do probably need to read the first one. And even though it only came out a couple of months ago, I do wish I had read it before, like when it came out and when I had the opportunity to read it for book club, but fortunately that didn't happen. And the last book that I wish I had read this year was Want by Cindy Pon. I don't own the physical copy of this book. I have it on audiobook, and I really tried to get into the audiobook, and I listened to about an hour of it, and I just couldn't concentrate. I don't know what it was. You know, the storyline was good. I just couldn't seem to throw myself into that world. So maybe I need to get the physical copy of the book and read it that way instead. But I am disappointed that I didn't finish the book and I didn't push through it, because it is one that I have been looking forward to reading ever since its release date. But like I said, I've just had other books to read, and I don't know, the hype surrounding some books kind of took over reading Want. So I don't know, there is a sequel to Want coming out next year, so maybe that will give me the motivation to read the first one. Maybe I'll give the audiobook another go. I'm not sure yet. But those are the 5 books that I wish I had read in 2017. I wish I could read every single book ever in like 1 year. There are many more that I wish I would have read. There are absolutely loads, but because it's Bookmas Day 5, I could only pick 5 books. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching my Bookmas Day 5 video, and yeah, if you did like it, please give it a big thumbs up. If you've got any comments, questions, feedback, what books did you wish you had read in 2017, let me know in the comments box below. And because it is Bookmas, I am posting a video every single day up until Christmas Eve. So be sure to click on the bell icon below if you want notifications for when those videos go up during the day. And yeah, that's all I have left to say. So thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for Bookmas Day 6. Bye!